My name is Alberto Lopez Rivas, and I play the euphonium. Actually, it wasn't an inspiration. It was more of me having a connection with a friend, and so he just asked me to become his protege, and then everything just took off from there. I just fell in love with the instrument, and from then on, it's a combination of both worlds. It's very melodic, and at the same time, it's very robust, like the tuba. I'm trying to teach people how to enjoy life and how to develop life skills through music. And I will help them with whichever, everybody has a taste, so, everybody will have a different instrument. So I want to teach them to enjoy the instrument of their choice. So music in general, music playing improves the processing of the brain, the cognitive skills. So that would be one. I would teach them that through music, as in you sit down and you're quiet and waiting for instructions, to have respect, for your elders and have respect for people who are talking at the moment. Teaching them through music to listen to each other, to blend well. And so you listen to people having conversations so that you understand each other.
My name is Max Winters, and I play the trumpet in the SF Symphony. I kind of consider myself kind of a jack of all trades. I've been trained in a bunch of different styles. Like, I've played a lot of classical, and I've also done a lot of jazz in my time, and I've also delved into a little bit of pop and folk music, but mostly I've kept it to jazz and classical. Definitely my biggest inspiration for me is Herb Alpert. He's like a pop trumpeter from back in the 60s, and also just one of my favorite classical players is Phil Smith. He's one of the greatest symphonic trumpet players of all time. He's principal trumpet for the New York Symphony. I have two older sisters, and they both did music when they started in middle school. They continued it mostly through high school, and that's kind of what inspired me to first start pursuing music in the first place. And I always just thought the trumpet would be a really fun instrument to play, and it's such a versatile instrument, can be used in so many different styles. So I just thought it would be fun to play, so I just started and immediately fell in love with it.
My name's Michelle, and I play the cello.
I'm Emma Sophie, and I play the oboe.
So I grew up with music. My mom's a piano teacher, an orchestra teacher, a choir. She got her bachelor's in choir conducting. And so I just grew up thinking I wanted to play an instrument, so I picked up the cello. And basically I came to SFSU because I wanted to study cello performance, but also psychology, because at state schools you're able to do double major, while if I went to a conservatory I'd only be able to do the single instrument I picked. So.
Yeah, I'm from Holland. I'm an exchange student. And I also grew up with music, and first I chose the clarinet, but then I heard the oboe sound and I was completely in love, so I started playing oboe. And I came here for my exchange. I'm a journalism major, but I could choose orchestra as well. And I also played in orchestras in Holland, so I thought, hey, I can get credits for it here. So
I love teaching. I've always had private students, and I work at a couple different schools. And I've joined different ensembles. I'm in bars, and then I go here. And I'm hoping to get into bigger ensembles, but we'll see where it takes me.
Yeah, I played in the Dutch National Youth Orchestra and at the conservatory, so that was kind of cool. But at the moment, I also do this journalism major, so I'm a little in between. I don't know exactly what I want. If I want it to be like my job for the rest of my life, or just a very big hobby. So I'm not sure yet, but it will definitely play a role in my life.
My name is Norman Medina. I play trombone. What inspired me to play the trombone, it was at first the instructions of how the trombone works out of all the other instruments that mostly involves pressing keys or valves or any other way to change notes instead of moving around as in moving the slides. And what made me want to join the orchestra is to find out what known pieces can also be played for trombone in an orchestra. since I learned that orchestra started off as a small group of strings and then later evolved with winds and then eventually brass.
I'm Sharon, I play violin.
I'm Mara, I play the violin.
I'm Audrey, I play violin.
Oh, I'm Liz, I play the trombone.
I'm Sanche and I play the French horn. For me, I started on the saxophone, and I think this is a very typical French horn story, but the conductor really needed more French horns for the orchestra, and I was like, I want to try something new. It sounds cool.
The same applied to me, except it wasn't we needed more French horns. It was I went from trumpet to euphonium to trombone, only because they needed trombone players in the jazz band.
I guess I really liked the violin, so I started kind of late in high school. Like, my parents didn't think really that I would find an interest in it, but then once I found it, like, I forced them to take me to lessons all the time, and they were encouraging, so I stuck with it. And now, 10 years after high school or whatever. Not that it's been that long. I'm exactly. but I'm still doing it, so it's really because I enjoy it.
I grew up loving music, and I've been wanting to play an instrument since I was 3 years old, but my parents couldn't afford to get me lessons, so when I was a junior in high school, I finally got the opportunity to take a class, and orchestra was the first class that fit with my time schedule. So I was like, yes, and my teacher was like, what do you want to play? And I was going to say cello, and then somebody picked the last cello before me, so I was like, okay, violin, and I've been doing the violin ever since.
Oh, I was just watching TV one day, like PBS Channel 9, that the kids watch, and I saw it's at Perlman. If you're familiar with him, he's like a very famous violinist. In fact, I'm going to see him tomorrow night at San Francisco Symphony. But I was thinking what he was doing was so amazing that I want to do that too. So that's why I chose violin.